What's up, bitches? I'm I'm here. It's the time is now. And I'm sure this is a fantastic look for me in general. Just to clarify, if you're out there and you're wondering, oh, let's see what we could find in the background. I want to point out some unique items today. I think randomly throughout my lives, I'm going to put secret items throughout, and y'all can just imagine what it is. So today's secret item is tuna fish in a box. Today's show is brought to you by Tuna Fish in a Box. If you ain't got a box, you ain't got fish. Okay, I'm working on the slogan. Okay, stop pressuring me. All right, so I'm gonna pull up YouTube on the cell phone thing. I got my brother from another mother. Hey, Brandy. Holy shit, Brandy. Do you know who's here right now? Old friend Brandy, your whole name is there. Hello, Sean. Hello, Queen. Hello, Mr. President, birthday chat supervisor, and anybody else I may have missed. And I'm looking forward to everybody piling on in, even though I know right now in the YouTube world, the true crime community, and Creek Squad, a lot is going on. But I'll promise you one thing. We're taking Ryan Upchurch's advice. We're not going to talk about the guy we're not going to talk about. Boom, done, diggity. Miss Patty Lynn went live today. So many people were just barraging her with shit about the drama. We are not going to do that. So give me a moment, guys, to just pull up my live. See, I'm a professional. I have prepared for everything. I'm just pretending that I have not. But yeah, my homeboy, my brother. Oh, damn it. Seafowls is on. I'm sorry, Seafowls. This wasn't meant to be like this. All right, anyway. Your channel. There you go. Oh, I love that voice. Okay. Brandy, you're in for a they've been apparently, by the way, I would like to address that briefly. Hello, Patriot. I can't say I recognize you. I know a lot of people changes their names, but apparently I've been told by other fellow YouTubers and platformers that they're finding out there's not, I don't know if I'm going to call it shadow banning that happened to the old show for reasons I understand. But Slim, one of our tried and true members of the community, he found out that he had to resubscribe, and he's been one of the most loyal G's of this whole thing. So, what's up, Miss Coon, Warrior Mom, Queen? Welcome. And Brandy, you're about to see an old face. Without further ado, all right, RJ, this is the man. Okay, we go back. I think he might clarify and fix some things. All right. Oh, let me take that down there. Oh, hi, Cindy. Tradition. All right, so this fella right here, we go back to, I'm going to say, I didn't know him in middle school. I knew of him, and I think I was terrified of him for a spell. And I met his little brother. Man, I fought both of these motherfuckers, to be honest. And only his little brother, who I love dearly, that was a real one. And aside from that, blah, blah, friendships, rock bottom, tough times, and through the trials and tribulations, we've come a long way. We have survived, and many of our friends have not. I even have a surprise photograph I'm going to show him tonight. So here we go. Name changed. You've been so okay. All right, here's my homeboy. All right, give him a warm welcome. He's practically, literally, I'm gonna make him blush. He's like a hero to me. There's my big dog.
Good evening, everyone.
Very, very solemn and stern. And how are you doing today, sir?
Pretty good, brother.
That's good. What? So, let's start with, before I do the full Dr. Phil, Oprah Winfrey, Diane Sawyer ish. How's your day? What the hell did you do today, son? Did you just get back from out of state?
No, I went from the other coast. I did that yesterday, from one coast of Florida to this coast. I went to work today, doing my regular 9 to 5. I'm going to be working all weekend, helping people.
Okay, so I'd like to lead up to what it is you do, because my God, if I was to go back and look at just our shared history, I think it would be the last thing I thought you'd end up doing, even though it makes a lot of sense now. Well, let me start off, RJ. Like, before I knew you, I just know, I remember bits and pieces, man. We've both been through a lot. I don't think our brains are 100%, but we do our best. I remember some things about your family. take me back to before I met you, before I walked into your home. What was basically your childhood like? How many brothers did you have? What was
All
your
right,
parents
so
like?
I had two older brothers, two younger brothers, one younger brother that stayed with me. I'm adopted, so is my younger brother. We were adopted from our biological mother, who was a an addict.
I was gonna say
Um,
I didn't know you were adopted.
yeah,
Okay.
me and BJ were both adopted by our uh, grandmother? Question mark, but not really our grandmother.
Okay.
All
Okay.
right,
Gotcha.
so it gets really convoluted when it comes to how we came to be. So basically, we were adopted into a family.
You recognize that name, by the way?
Yes, yes, I remember her very, very well.
Yeah, she misses you, man. She misses. We miss her. You know about her situation?
Medical issues, a whole bunch of other things going on.
Cancer.
Yes, I
Yeah.
wasn't going to put that out there.
No,
So
it's well known, but
okay,
that's all we'll speak on that. So do continue. We love you, Brandy and Phil.
we do. Love you guys. So basically, gangbangers and drug dealers, uh,
Yeah.
mafia, Colombian drug lords. Essentially, that was what my mom was involved with. She was the largest cocaine dealer in Florida in the 80s and early 90s.
I, I want to ask you just for the sake of comfort regarding your profession now. These are things you're comfortable stating publicly, like public knowledge and all
Yeah,
that, right?
everybody knows. Like, I use myself as an anecdotal experience.
Man,
Going from because people are going to do two things: all in, all out. Yes, no, that's it.
that's
It's
what's up.
and usually they get sick of the system and they want to change. And I believe I was the change in that system. And my brothers kind of followed suit, but still remain 1 foot in, 1 foot out.
I do have some questions about BJ, but that's outside of here. So
Yeah.
okay, that being the backdrop of your upbringing, and that was kind of like when I say I was frightened of you when I first knew of you, I heard stories and all that. So we're gonna fast forward a bit. I guess like what was it like basically middle school, high school, because we were in the same circles a lot, and a lot of our mutual friends didn't make it with us.
No, I was an outcast. I preferred fighting. I wrestled. I was not cognitively available to a lot of things. I was sexually promiscuous. The whole
Yeah,
thing.
you were. I remember.
I'd fuck anything. Let's be real.
Yes, I know. I remember. You
Um,
I mean and you know what? For what's worth, I think I was a little jelly because you seem to never have any issue with it. I was the guy who was getting into serious relationships and you psh,
well, it's the gift of gab. Being brought up by a woman who was a master manipulator.
yeah, good point. Who was it that I remember that was really into Ultima Online and MMO?
Me, I
No,
beta tested it. I beta
you
tested it, and then I got my mom addicted to
you
it.
your mom. Yes, yes. Your that was the stepmother or
That
the
was my adopted mother. Yes.
okay. I remember her so vaguely.
Yeah, she
But
was always in her room when you came over. She
yeah,
loved it.
right. Holy shit, Patriot, you played Ultima Online? Holy crap. Um, okay, so aside from that, before I get to the point where I met you, anything in general that you want to share? You were promiscuous. You ran like what was the kind of crowds you were running in? Were you involved in the same stuff that your family was involved in, or did you try
I
to?
Not really. I touched on it here and there. I shied away from it, but I knew about it. I partaked in it once in a while.
Did you have early exposure to the life of addiction?
Yeah, people around me coming all hours of the night, stuff like that. My older brothers were addicted to both sex and harder drugs, so I was around that, just like my other brothers were too.
Okay. So now up to the point where we met in like, do you remember what year or what grade? And was it during the DRAD thing?
It was before DRAD. I'll tell you that much. It was before DRAD. DRAD came about. My brother was the one that was the ultimately. Sorry.
Was the shit, yeah.
Anyway, DRAD was my brother and his circle of friends.
Yes. And I've spoken about Adam. I've spoken about Lindsay and Zach. I've showed, the pictures, and I've told their story. Never shared their last names or anything. We lost a
That
lot of
was
people from that group.
that was towards the end. That was when my mother possibly went to jail for the second or third time.
Yeah.
My dad was in prison until I was a little bit older, I think around 15, 16, if I'm correctly remembering. You got to forgive me. I have a brain injury, so a lot of my childhood is kind of wiped out, and I'm going on vague references and stuff like that. So if it's not accurate, if anybody that knows us back in the day, sorry.
That's okay, and we're gonna build up to what brought you to that point and to your experience in the military. I do want to clarify for some people speaking in the audience or that tried to guess your job. No, he's not a trucker, even though he looks like a mother trucker. He actually is, we'll say, in a profession. He's in the field
Medical
of
field.
Yep, I was gonna say mental health, the medical field. That definitely. And there's somebody I want to introduce you to. He's not here right now, but I want to introduce you to his son. His son. I'm not gonna give too many details except this. His son is a Marine veteran, and right now he's dealing with some tragedy, and he's also dealing with PTSD. Um, and I've recommended to the father to speak to the father to have the son speak to you. So I'm
Okay.
coordinating that. Now, outside of that, so we met basically. Here's what I remember, man. My memory of you, and here's a picture from way back in the day. Real quick, let me add this to the stream and open this picture. This will take you back. This was which birthday of mine? Do you remember?
I don't see anything, but I got
Oh,
to
you
look.
wait. Let me see if it pops up. No, it doesn't look like it popped up on my end. Let me minimize this. Shit, my
I'm going
apologies.
to say probably 17.
Wait, do you actually see the photograph? Because it's
No, I'm going to guess
all
before I
right.
see the photograph.
Hold on. What is the? How
Are you
do
a
I?
year older than me, right?
I am older than you. I am older than everybody. By God, hold on. I'm gonna close this son of a bitch right here. Not my Facebook, and I'll keep the photo. You remember my birthday where all of us got together
Yeah,
at
at
the
Kenny's house.
we ended up there. I got Tony, Andrew, Alfredo, David, Randy. Randy's there. I got to figure out how to get this picture in there. So hold on, I'm gonna mess around. But what age were you, or were you in high school when we met, or was it after you dropped out?
I didn't drop out. I
Oh,
graduated.
whoops, I dropped out. All right, and hold on, I do
I want
want
to say anywhere from 16 to 18 years old in that age range. Yeah, I know it's vast, but I think I was either still in school or just out of school. I can't.
Here we go. Here it is. Sorry about that. All right, you can see it now, right?
That was in the bar, so we would have to be anywhere 18 to 19 years old.
No way. No. This was Texas Rose Saloon, or maybe before that.
Yeah.
But this was I think my 23rd or 24th birthday. And
Yeah.
this, my friends, this is
Was I in the middle right there doing the fucking? Yeah, it was.
yeah. There's
Cape
you,
Bid.
right? You see you?
Yeah.
That's
20.
you right
If
there.
you were 20, how old were you in this?
I think that this was me at like age 23. This is when I was doing the fucking
So
mixed martial arts shit.
20. So I had to be at least 20, 21.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Wow.
we met before that, though. I swear to you, I think we met before that.
Yeah.
Was
Even
this the
though
night me and you had our thing?
this was not the epic fight that I've been telling everybody. We had a fight for an hour. We had a fight club, everybody, and a lot of the
We did.
people here. Let's see. He fought. Oh, I destroyed him. I think I broke his ribs at TJ's house. That guy Andrew, and you know what? Don't regret it because of all the scumbag shit he ended up doing. Yes, I'm throwing shade. You left a lot of. I don't want to. I'm gonna. Some. I have a habit of doing this. Some.
Everybody in this picture, we fought.
Yeah. Yes.
Minus the dude. Wait, who's the
We
dude
fought
in the vents?
Brandon. I don't recognize this dude. Alfredo fought a lot. You see Randy right there?
Yep.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. So that I think our fight was what, about 6 months before this. I think.
Well, I'll tell you, our big epic fight, which you said was on and off for 2 hours. I think it was a straight up like half hour to 40 minutes, was when I got after my arrest and after I went to drug court and when I was fully sober for the first time in my life. No antidepressants, all medications, it stopped. So I felt insane, and you were insane, and I got drunk twice in that year of the age of 19, and
Me and you
that's when we
fought, drank an entire bottle of the Costco-sized Jägermeister,
yeah
and it
yeah
was
we
just me and
did.
you drinking. It wasn't like nobody else.
Not nobody could hang with us. What's up, Jessica Pooh, aka DJ Bricks, fam, Shamrock, great to see you, everybody. This is one of my best friends, my brother from another mother, RJ. He has become such an inspiring influence, and there's something he offered me kind of recently that I don't think I ever shared with you guys. But all right, now trying to stick to a timeline here. So yes, we met. We were doing the fighting thing before my arrest. Were we ever? I don't remember us ever using together.
No, we only used a couple of times, and I was very scarce with it. Xanax, if I remember correctly, right?
Yeah, that was my ish before I got into the opiates. Yeah.
Well, I didn't really get into the opiates, but I remember I loved Xanax and cocaine. So
So yeah, I didn't have a penchant for the coke, but the Xanax was quite a come down for me. That's how I used it at first, and then that pretty much took over my life for a decade, man. Where I was using it, and then the famous story where, I tried to unalive myself, and I've been saying I took 60, but I did buy 1,000 from a mutual friend of ours, and I'll say maybe before I passed out, before my father flushed him down the toilet, I had taken maybe 40 before, or maybe I don't know.
it was a large amount to the point where the intoxication was overriding your body. I remember this, Laura.
Yeah, the full 2 week blackout, but fully functional and all that.
Yeah.
So, regarding addiction, like, so you pretty much benzos and stimulants, cocaine for you mostly. How long did you struggle with addiction? Would you say?
Until about 5 years ago.
Till about 5 years ago?
Yeah, but not Xanax. It was more of other things, and
Alcohol, I think, was a
alcohol was a big fucking one because that was socially acceptable.
yeah for both of us. I'm much fresher off the. I told you, hey Diane, I'm 31 days today. No booze, and I'm digging enough that I'm gonna stick with it, even with New Year's coming around. But okay, so 5 years ago, I didn't know it was that. Was it
Well,
just
I listen. I still drink, but
yeah?
not like I did. I still do other things. I smoke cigars
Yes,
pretty
yes.
much twice, 3 times. This month's been a little bit more like 6 times this month. And my habit is cheap. I smoke decent cigars.
Now, yeah, I remember. All right, so now going past that, what was it that made you decide to go into the military?
Suicidal tendencies. I picked a job that had a 6 second life expectancy as soon as bullets started flying. I was a combat engineer. So
That's
I did
right.
route clearance, but I ended up doing PSD, which is personal security detail. I worked with some alphabet agencies while I was over there, a very short period of time. I was 36 months in country. It was back to back tours, 2011, 12, 13, 14, and almost into 15.
Okay. Sorry. How long were you in the military for? I kind of
10
spaced out.
years, 2007 to 17.
Okay, I didn't. I'm asking friends and fam in chat to go support. All right. Interesting. Okay. Sorry, there's unrelated stuff I told you to expect. So in the military, I think all I knew of you at the time, we lost touch when you were in active service
Yep.
because you were I don't know much about what happened
I
inside.
came back from basic training. Me and you got together. It got really weird because I hated everybody that
Okay, yeah,
wasn't wearing a uniform. I don't know if you remember that, right?
I remember well the story that I've told people before, actually, to kind of prep them for your appearance at how far you've come. Was even though I was within a rock bottom state and using and not being my best self, I was a scumbag and I was a junkie. But despite all that, for whatever reason, I still had decency, empathy, compassion, and I loved you, man. I still do. You're a brother, and I saw when you had come back the resentment you had for civilians, for people that decided to never sign up, and all that. You did carry around with you a lot of anger towards people that any sign of entitlement, which I'd understand. But the one famous story I tell is when we were walking by in my old neighborhood, the trailer park, and there was the dude playing basketball, and all of a sudden, I'll never forget the wave of rage that you started to experience, that I had to calm you down and basically stop you from wanting to go walk around the gated fence and start fighting this dude that was just playing basketball.
Yeah, dude. I don't know what the fuck was going on that night, man. But you know, it changes you. It really does. It prepares you for a different life expectancy, what you expect of others.
I want to do a little some shout out to Mr. Diddy. That's G that we're gonna be seeing around here, and I want to do a little something for him because he's welcome here. So is New Age Plug. So is everybody. Yep, Mr. Diddy, I've heard about you. I'm gonna go ahead and mod you. Okay, just feel free to plug your link and the links of uh, the family, because that's what I consider all of us to be. So yeah, all right. I'm sorry that I deviated. You just had that rage, and that rage lasted for a long time.
It
Um,
still does. To be
you
honest with you.
well, I know you still definitely combat it. It's I don't think, like, I'll slip up and I'll say, "Hey, I conquered anxiety." But I think the truth of it is I've learned to cope and even not control it, manifest it and use it towards something. Anxiety or bipolar or mania, I've learned to use it, and sometimes even instead of wanting to drink or get depressed like a little bitch, I'll just hit this button right here. Oh, thank you, Party to Go. I appreciate that.
Well, you look at anxiety and depression. There are two sides of the same coin. They're evolutionary traits. Anxiety keeps you alive, it keeps you motivated, keeps you moving. Depression keeps your caloric content down. So what does that mean? So we look at bears. What do they do in the winter? They hibernate.
Hibernate, right?
So that's
Remember,
your
this is a professional, by the way, guys. I want to clarify. This man went from that person full of rage, okay, where I didn't honestly, and I don't think this is a secret, RJ. I was very concerned about the fact if you were going to make it or not, even after you became a family man. I remember when I went to visit you. I'm not gonna share anything too much, but you scared me because I was worried about, I there was a time, and you know this, I didn't know what you were capable of, especially when you would drink. And
yeah, because that is my that's when I drink, I take all the masks off. That's who I really am. I'm not a nice person by any stretch of the fucking means. I am kind and I'm humble and I'm all this other stuff.
you're a man of honor.
Yeah, I am now.
You've
Before
always had honor, always.
debatable.
Okay.
Um, because there are things
Sorry,
in my past
my,
that
my
I was a lying, cheating, stealing fucking cocksucker. Let's oh
that was during your active addiction, right? Or no,
I
you
was
can curse.
oh I can curse on here. I don't want to get you demonetized.
Nah, dude, fuck that shit. Okay, we're gonna keep it real over here. Keep it a buck. You good?
All right, but yeah, I was selfish, self-centered, self-serving. You
Even
know,
before the addiction.
even before the addiction.
Oh,
I
that's right. I remember you lived outside of the trailer parks, like I did. We knew some of the same cats, but you were making moves like they were. Some of the cats I had a beef with, like,
yeah.
well, I don't want to drop their fucking names. Like Bones. You remember Bones?
Yes, I remember Bones. I remember a whole bunch of people that me and you used to hang with that are in prison, incarcerated currently.
Yeah, and most of them are. I remember the one that is responsible for assisting in somebody's overdose. They Bones. Good thing it's a code name we're using, and somebody that we both know sold him a bunch of fake shit that he thought was blues, and he OD'd on it, and they left him. This same
Was
person.
that in the canal or back alley or something like that, if I remember correctly?
Where they found him?
Yeah.
No. Here's how this one went. This dude came to my home, my trailer, after he had consumed all this, because I told him, yeah, man. And I met him. That was the first night I met him, and he was throwing like thousands of dollars like there were nothing in the wrong fucking neighborhood. He was twisted, man. And Bones and homeboy, I'll call him Hicks, and you know who that is. Okay, they sold him all this, and at some point, I don't know why, I told him where I lived, gave him my phone number. He came by and he knocked on my window. It was like 3 o'clock in the morning, and he wouldn't stop. And I just said, "Nah, fuck that. I'm done. I got bad vibes." And then I learned that they robbed him. They sold him all this fake shit. They robbed him while he was expiring, and they watched him.
Yeah. I remember the story now.
Right. Yep. And they took a man that was no longer there in life to somebody. I don't know how he ended up to the hospital, but he got there, but he was gone. That one haunted me for a hot fucking minute. But I guess aside from all that, I guess we'll talking more in the present. All right, now you do what exactly? What is your title?
Clinical mental health counselor.
Now, it wasn't like that long ago. I remember just a few years ago you were going to school, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I completed 6 years of school in 5 years.
You did 6 years of school in 5 years. Now, when did you make that decision? Like the last time I went to visit you, you weren't in schooling yet.
What was that? 2016 was the
Remember
last
when
time.
I just kind of stayed on your couch, played your VR shit. We drank a lot.
2016.
2016. So you weren't doing schooling yet? Did you know you were going to go to school?
No, I was going to go to school to be a trauma nurse or a nurse practitioner that worked on the trauma hawk and stuff like that, because I'm more geared for that kind of shit. High adrenaline, high drive, constantly needing to move. I got involved in psychology because of a professor, and it became interesting for me to play essentially mind games. Like, I wanted to learn what happened to me.
Okay. Oh, and this is just I'll throw up comments just to be interactive. It's not necessarily like you have to read them. But so you decided to go to that specific area and field, and well, I mean,
because one, there wasn't enough help for combat veterans, especially male combat veteran and a therapist. That doesn't exist in the VA right now. New plug. Okay,
it's just a link. Yeah, don't worry about it.
Sorry, guys.
You're good.
You look at combat veteran male VA system. It is combat veterans and males. It's less than 5,000 in the job field right now out of 500,000 vets. So what is that? 1%.
Jesus.
Yeah. Oh. Because we're suited for different things. Also, it's predominantly a female heavy caseload because of empathy and everything else that goes along with having to be a counselor.
Are you federally funded, or are you private practice?
I am working at a facility.
Okay.
I am not fully licensed yet. I failed my first test. I got to go and take it again. One of the things is Florida, New York, and California have the hardest requirements. So that way, if I get a license here, I can go to any other state and get it rapidly.
I'm assuming this is probably the most rewarding experience or job that you have found yourself in. Like, would you call, they say a career is something you love, right? And a job is something you just have to do. Would you call what you've been going through, even though you're not fully there, even though you got patients and cases, is this something you love?
It's a calling.
Okay.
I can't like I love the military. I would go back in a fucking heartbeat because I miss the brotherhood. I miss the suck, if you will. That was one thing that I keep battling with on a daily basis because I was addicted to that. The
That
brotherhood.
is the thing. If you remember when you were constantly angry, that is what you focused on. You wanted to go back. You wanted to get back in the field. You wanted to get back in the suck, and you missed the. I remember you quoting. You missed the honor that was there, and you just didn't dig what was going on in civilian life or on the streets. You just did not like people. And let's face it, society, people, we suck in groups, man. I understand looking at it as a whole and saying, fuck this noise.
Right.
But
And honestly, it's still like that for me. I hate people, but it makes me a good therapist because I'm not looking at you as a person. I'm looking at you as a sum of things. It's like a surgeon, if they will. If you really look at a surgeon, they don't see you as a human. They see you as a mechanical organism that's being pumped full of blood. How do I fix this? So this way they can detach and actually rationale about, these are the decisions. This is, this person is the sum of these parts. What do these parts look like? Well, we got childhood, we got trauma, we got, on the job stuff. So it actually helps me to kind of rationale behind it. So this is an unpopular opinion for a lot of people. And I'm on that side where I like Jordan Peterson, fucking hero of mine. Love that dude.
I think there's a lot of people here that at least appreciate Jordan Peterson, and I'm amongst them, even though this is a dead horse. I was indoctrinated to not like people like him, but I can't find any reason to dislike him. And a lot of his things and motivations are factual. I can't find anything to disprove it.
Well, you got to look at it too. He's taking responsibility on young men. And it's not just young men, it's young people in general. Take responsibility for what you've done. What is your motivation behind that responsibility? And then how can we move forward with that? Simple.
Accountability is not in it's just not in style this day and age. It feels I'm finally personally starting to feel like that old man that's just getting jaded and angry at everything. I'll say I don't understand, like I don't like, even though the internet is a beautiful thing, this platform is a blessing. And by the way, I do want to mention you're familiar with Ryan Upchurch's work. You're a fan and you love Creek Squad, and you were
Yes, I do.
shocked when I told you that I had anything to do with that. And
I've been a fan of Ryan Upchurch since his probably second or third video on YouTube.
no
I
shit.
enjoy his music. Yeah.
Okay, I want to be like, all right. Were you listening to him back in the FU Paintsville, Kentucky days?
More than likely, if I remember correctly, because I got introduced to him through some other country rappers, if you will,
Okay.
and it was just in one of those things, and I enjoyed it. You know what I mean? Like he's truthful about certain things. This is what a man looks like. This is what a man should be. This is the way I see things, and how the old ways actually kind of make sense now because most men don't have what? A role model in the household. They don't have men leading other men. Because if we look at primitive humans, and this is me being psychology, and this is me being, primitive man, we are a sum of parts that are 10,000 years old running on that 10,000-year-old technology.
This is the part of you that I've not gotten to experience or meet often, so I just kind of love when you go on these tangents. I mean, I'm very interested in your whole perspective and your whole approach.
All right, so put it this way: I'm a knuckle dragger by every stretch of the means. Sometimes I get that little, this makes sense.
Yeah, I dig it. You have your little epiphanies.
All right.
You know what? It during your service, if you're comfortable talking about this, anything specific experiences that happen to stick out that you're comfortable talking about? If not, I'll move on to your.
I've had a mortar drop in on the back of my truck, or at least 5 feet from a truck, anywhere from that range. I clocked my head against the bulletproof window. I got a TBI. That was
Is that what led to the yeah? Oh, is
the
that what TBI is?
traumatic brain injury.
Brain
TBI.
injury. Right. Okay. Oh shit, is Slim here? Slim, want you to meet my boy RJ, okay? It's the man I told you about. Just saying, brother. All right. So okay. Sorry. Tell me anything more that you're willing to.
Well, I was in, like I said, 36 months in combat. It does a lot of things to a person. It looks at you in different perspectives. I was in 10 or 15 different countries doing all kinds of crazy shit, mainly just going and traveling back and forth to Afghanistan. And it gets you a different perspective because Afghanistan is beautiful. But it's not one nation. It's 13 to 16 different nations inside this geological thing that a bunch of, dudes drew up back in World War II.
What?
Some of the villages love us, other ones hate us, and pre 1980s, Kunduz, Kabul, no, Kandahar, no, Kandahar. What's the main? Kabul. There we go. Kabul looked like 1980s, like New York City. Girls could wear skirts. They didn't have to cover their.
Oh yeah. I've seen the pictures.
Yeah.
That's before Sharia took full effect.
Well, that was before the Russians' first attempt, I believe, happened. And then what we did was we backed, certain people. Charlie Wilson's war was very famous. That was the start of us backing possibly the wrong guys, and just like anything else, we don't know.
Our proxy war.
Yeah, all this proxy war, and I still believe to this day, and this is tinfoil hat. Who owns the mineral rights to Afghanistan? China. Who do we owe money to?
That's a very popular opinion, I think, amongst here. It's something I talked about quite often, especially on Stuck in the Middle. I even go as far as saying, all right, damn it, I didn't want to go here. Fuck it.
Don't have to.
No. I'm going wherever the hell my mind takes me. Trump is the first president that ever made me conscientious enough to say, okay, this country or this nation is something I consider to be an enemy, and that is China. And then I have an immense distrust of that country, and so much so that I hate TikTok because China does own them, right? And Trump was actively trying to institute some kind of ban.
Yes, and he succeeded. So there's a portion of TikTok that's actually America because it's not TikTok in China. It's another name. I don't remember off the top of my head. And TikTok in China for children, they don't do the dance videos and all that stuff. They do science experiments. They do things that are pro-social and pro-thought-provoking on the scientific level.
You're describing TikTok in China? Is that what?
Yes.
And over here, our TikTok is funny dances and bullshit.
Yeah.
And that we are never good. I don't want to say never about anything, but it just feels like we're never going to be able to compete again. Our manufacturing. All right, tell me if you heard this story. I hate to go political again, but fuck it, man. Just the gloves are off. All right, is this true or not? This is what I've been told time and time again, that before the pandemic, Trump had instituted a deal with China to finally maintain our patents, our manufacturing rights, so that finally China actually agreed to no longer make Chinese knockoffs. What would have that done? What would that have done for our economy and for our manufacturing? It would have been a renaissance.
Let's take all that off the equation. Look at what happened with the pipeline. That was 40,000 jobs canceled overnight. Those jobs were for manufacturing. Our gas prices would be significantly less right now. You look at now, let's take all the manufacturing jobs back from China and start doing what we used to do, manufacture everything. We were a superpower because we manufactured most of the things in the world.
Yeah.
At one point, pre-1944.
Everything's quality was better. Go on, sorry.
We became a consuming nation instead of a producing nation. But that's to do with a lot of other, multifaceted things. So
we have an administration and a generic institution, not just this administration. The powers that be of this country are no longer interested in us being a successful country. They're more interested in lining their own pockets and their own self-interest and agendas, and their lobbyists. Here's a question proposed
off the table. What is one thing that they need?
Just you can tie that into everything you're talking about. What's one thing that who needs?
Control.
Oh, that, yeah, of course. Which is, I think we agree on the divide and conquer, right?
Yeah, it makes it easier. it's just like Caesar did in 100 fucking I don't know how many thousand years ago. What Caesar did when the Rome was burning, when it had diseases. Give them bread, give them games. They will forget all of this. What are
The
they doing now?
The Coliseum, the same thing.
Yeah, it's through TikTok, it's through multimedia, it's through all these little um organizations. You look at the BLM. There's a big movement with that. It had a great backing behind it to start with, but you look at what happened.
Even though it was
Drugs.
predicated on a lie.
Yeah, it was predicated on all kinds of stuff. Hands up, don't shoot.
Yeah,
That was proven that that he wasn't shot in that position or whatever. Don't quote me. Don't remember. Don't care.
that's okay. I did a lot of homework on this kind of stuff, and I used to defend this kind of stuff until the facts took me elsewhere. When I had to vet what the mainstream media was actually saying, it just took me where I needed to be.
And the mainstream media is owned by 3 or 4 companies. It's actually 7 companies, I believe.
That's right. I've seen the graphs and the connections, and it's like this is a stupid, cliche, romanticized question, but why is it so in plain sight? And why isn't anything being done, or do things happen, but the mainstream just controls everything so much that we don't see it? And the internet is it also being controlled? Because it seems to be this is a beautiful thing that can connect everybody to do amazing things together. Instead, it's tribalizing us even more.
How do you hide the truth?
Well, say again.
How do you hide the truth?
Well, aside from pandering multiple lies, or I mean, you tell me.
Truth badly.
Tell the truth. Yeah, you remember the V from Vendetta quote? Something along the lines of artists tell the truth with lies, politicians tell lies with the truth, something like that.
Well, it's just like the old facet, liars use statistics to tell the truth, or something along those lines. Liars use statistics. Statistics never lie. Because it's all you can manipulate with a statistic, you can manipulate any part of the equation.
Well, okay, now I'm going to go here. Regarding the pandemic, dude, the stats never stacked up.
But it was money laundering for most of these hospitals.
These were, and these used to be things that would get me a YouTube strike. My only strike was because I actually read a .gov document by a doctor in the NIH who released it to the public, and I read it aloud, and YouTube said, you're not a doctor, you can't read it. I got a strike. So they were controlling it when it was so sensitive. But now this is not a theory anymore. What I believe happens is they slow drip the truth at such a rate that by the time the truth is just so clear, you have forgotten that they even lied, and they've learned to take your freedoms away, give it back, and have you say, oh, thank you.
Well, that's, it was, what was it? Operation Mockingbird?
Mockingbird.
Yeah, that's an actual operation. I can't remember the exact.
Still active.
It's
still active. Mockingbird is still very much happening. It's done by our 3-letter agencies, hand in hand with our mainstream media, hand in hand with our powers that be, the House, the Senate,
Well, you know what I mean? And then also, people can't handle the truth. The minute you hit people with the truth, they can't handle it.
Real quick, not to deviate. All right, let's remember where we're at. But do you know anything about this Andrew Tate fella? Because I've heard a lot of things. Do you know anything about him?
I do.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I follow him, and what his, he was popular about his general rules, what men should be, what men shouldn't be.
I don't know jack of shit except that I hear a lot of things. But here, let me. This is my boy that I worked with. He's a good man. He'll try to act like a troll, but so what is your opinion on this arrest? I don't know anything. I've read that
he was arrested for human trafficking, him and his brother.
That's what I read. Yes.
Andrew Tate and his brother run an OnlyFans house.
Oh.
Yes.
I didn't know that. Okay.
Yes. That was one of their big, claims to fame.
Oh, really? That he was.
That's how he made his money. Let's say that was the first start of it. Then it changed into other things. He was a fighter. MMA and a bunch of other things. He took his career overseas, and he's like, "Look, America's not the place to be. You can go to another country."
Did you know he was released today?
No, I did not.
I think I heard about that. You follow you've listened to him. What was he really? What's he preaching? What's he's all about? Here's what I've heard. Okay, from the people that don't like him, and that's usually all I'm gonna hear. I even heard it from somebody professionally that I shouldn't talk about. He is a sexist, misogynist, and he's all about hate and putting women down and bringing them back to the prehistoric or whatever the hell. Well, hearing that, and I would assume the woman that told me this has never listened to a thing he said. What would you tell me if you were to introduce me to the idea of Andrew Tate?
I would say he was teaching young men, what their value is, because he's talking more like about Sigma males and stuff like that. Yeah, see, he made his first millions from working girls and set up cam girls. Yeah,
Being a gatekeeper, why he hasn't went down yet. However,
right. Because he does speak the truth. You know what I mean? He talks about what males need to be strong. Because what is a weak male? He breeds weakness into his society. A strong male, somebody that takes care of himself, takes care of his family. What does that breed? Strong times for that role model. It goes into an ancient adage: weak men breed hard times breed strong men, strong men breed good times breed weak men.
this I've heard before.
Mm-hmm.
So what is he? All right, I hear a lot of I guess what some would consider positives for males, but
Male and female.
what
Let's
is
look at the role. Being sexually promiscuous. What does that value in a relationship?
what is being sexually promiscuous value?
Mm-hmm.
Lust, right? What?
Well,
Or
nothing.
or I mean, some people just enjoy sex. I mean, as you
Right.
did, yeah.
Right. But in a value, if you're 35 years old and sexually promiscuous, what is your
Okay.
outlooks? You have
That
two kids and 50 bodies on you. What does that say to the man that you, or female for that matter, say about you?
okay. I, um, I see. So, but what statements has he ever made about women that and it's a very small pocket. I've never heard anything from this guy. I just know he's controversial.
Just pearly things. I listen to her a lot, and he's on there talking about value and stuff like that. Guys, listen, my fucking memory is shot, but
That's been
he's like a role model for men that don't have that father figure, that don't have that drive, just like Jordan Peterson. Jordan
has,
Peterson,
has Andrew Tate said anything about women specifically?
yes, he says it all the time. He
What
calls
is
them out
he?
on their shit.
So, all right. What to clarify? What is their? What is the shit? What is their shit? Is there a specific group we're talking about?
All right, so a woman value, let's go in, modern standards. Uh, Most females range from 1 to 6, 7, 8, and 9, and 10 even are what? Supermodels, models to begin with. All right. So women that are of the 2 and 3 persuasion think they're a 10. He calls them out on that kind of shit. It's like, hey, have realistic values. Not that, you got, 2X baby daddies and 40 bodies on you. What is your worth? What are you bringing to the table for that man that's trying to build his, career? That's the kind of shit he says that is inflammatory. Yes.
I might
But
do something a little interesting, and please continue to hold it down with any context. I think I can fair use his content.
yeah,
Is he available on YouTube?
yeah, it's all on YouTube. There's a bunch of shit on YouTube from him. A lot
Wow.
of things. Also, he's got a university, the Hustler University or whatever.
Hustler
And
University.
yeah, Hustler University. He tells you how to make money and all this other shit too. Multi-marketing, stuff like that. Also, what else? He does real estate. He does marketing.
He's
He
got money.
also,
He's well versed.
yeah,
Gotcha.
just like anybody with the gift of gab. If you have the gift of gab and people that want that kind of lifestyle, what do? You sell it to them. Let's be real. It's predatory. Yes.
What would be your comment to? And this is referring to the woman I know professionally that told me and she was laughing hysterically that Greta Thunberg was the one to take him down.
Greta Thunberg, the child that talks about global warming and stuff, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, she was the one that the DNC championed as this is our listen to the children. Look, I've grown to believe like the DNC uses children way too often to try to sell their messages. But yeah, Greta Thunberg, apparently they had, and Andrew Tate had a huge back and forth on social media. And
I'm not aware of it, and I'm not.
oh, you didn't? Okay. Well, I found some interviews because this is my first time listening to anything from this fella here. Andrew Tate responds to his arrest. Is this real?
It may be because apparently he was released at 5:30 this morning.
Yeah, you got a point. This was 9 hours ago. Oh, it's a React video. I want to see if I can get something raw and without a copyright. I've learned the gift of not the gift. I've just learned how to navigate and react to stuff very, very, very carefully. Okay, this looks legit. Patrick Bet David's advice for Andrew Tate. Is that what? No, you're jealous. The Rock responds to Joe Rogan for accusing him of steroids. Oh my God, The Rock has told Joe Rogan that he's just jealous because Rogan's called him out on steroids.
It's just like the Liver King with a $15,000 a month addiction to it. So,
you know, I might take a little risk here. Heated debate. Let's see. This might be hyperbole. You're gonna hear this nonsense briefly. Let me mute it. Okay.
Who's he talking against? Because I've seen some of his videos. Like I said, the best ones I like are the like just pearly things.
All right, here I'm gonna pop this one up real quick. Sorry, I didn't know this would go here, but this is the free form that is progressive patriot stuff. And I saw an interesting. Oh, let me see Hollywood. He is very intellectual though, and speaks several languages. He's a smart guy. Well, he sounds quite accomplished. This is interesting, and I know about this guy Phil Godlewski. Alleges a military pilot sent him cryptic email that flew to Gitmo with Pelosi, Schiff, Nadler, Graham, Cuomo, Whitmer, Hochul, Moore, and with black hoods on heads so they couldn't see. Phil Godlewski, well, that's a guy I've learned quite a bit about, and I don't know. Yeah, okay. I don't know if that was regarding a commentary about Andrew Tate, but okay. So I've just learned, thankfully, to share this screen properly. Window, burp, check. Okay, boom, done. And can you see what I'm seeing? Do you see this lady?
That's just pearly things. Yeah, I love her too. She's got statistics, and she quotes a lot from Jordan Peterson. I like her commentary.
Let me just see. I don't see the gray CC, which means this would be copywritten material. All right, let this roll and see what we're going to see.
Well, we're not really. We're actually plugging her, so I don't understand what that would be.
No. It's just something I always look out for. YouTube is a strange area, my brother. All right, let me jump up, and the volume needs to be improved.
Like silly to assume that, for example, a woman, because she didn't go to school, she'll not be as intelligent as a man. Therefore, naturally, a woman is not intelligent.
If you want this paused right now, I can't see you, by the way, but if you want this paused, just say the word.
No, it doesn't make sense. If we're not starting to normalize equality and we want to put everybody in the forefront, give a woman a gun.
Normalizing equality?
Well, that's what people are wanting. Then that's
people
let me tell you,
who wants to normalize equality? People like feminists.
Actually not equality. I want respect. That's really
what's stopping you from getting respect?
No,
I get respect.
I get respect. I get respect. That's what I want. That's what I like.
Respect.
What I think.
RJ, do you recognize the woman that's next to Andrew Tate?
Yeah, she's on Just Pearly Things. She is an actress, I think. Question mark?
And sorry, I'm seeing somebody said just play the audio and not show it on screen. Okay, I can do just that.
I'll tell you what I do. As a woman, I carry myself differently. I actually hold the things that I have done in the fights that I fought. I hold it. That's why when you speak to me, I don't move different. I move different to many of the girls. That's why when you talk to me and you argue with me, I don't take it. You do sometimes. And I'll tell you something. A lot of women may have the accolades to be comfortable to own that. And the reason why, then I would like to ask you, for example, I do need a man, for example, to, procreate. But other than that, I'm quite strong. And I would find a way to protect myself differently. With that mentality, what would be the man that would be for me then?
Denava, what would you do if one of these security guards broke into your door?
What would I do? Okay, I'll tell you.
What would you do? What would
One,
you do? Seriously,
She's a feminist.
I'll tell you. No, I'm not a feminist. I'm
I'm
not a feminist. I'm a bit smarter.
Okay.
If you hear anything that you want to pause on, or if you think I should skip up, just let me know.
I would skip it because
this is my first introduction to him, bud. So, oh wait, here's something. Andrew Tate destroys feminist, and it appears to be the same.
It's the same interview.
Yeah, so maybe this will be a more condensed because this is the full damn thing. All right, we're gonna play.
Yeah, do the 5-minute clip or 4-minute clip where he talks about it.
Now. Okay, hold on. You're gonna hear the nonsense. Blah 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 blah. Okay, bye. There we go.
In the history of humanity, across any culture, any book, any story, any fable, there has never been across the history of humanity any respect put on the name of a promiscuous female ever. Ever. You name the biggest conquerors that you can possibly name from history. Genghis Khan, Alexander the Great, all of them. They all had 100 wives, bunch of children, big G, conquered the world. Normal.
Whoa.
That is normal evolutionary biology. That's how men are designed to be. There's never been a single female who's been celebrated for her promiscuity ever in history. It's always been frowned upon and disgusting. So yes, we are completely and utterly different. Yes, it's different if a woman cheats on a man. And if a man is at a complete top level of his life and ticks every single box, and if he decides to be loyal, which some do, and I can be loyal, and I have been loyal, but there's also times in my life where I think, fuck it, I don't want to be, and get a new girlfriend every single day of the week. I can do that, and I can decide to do that. If a woman decides to do the same, purely because her value is high enough to attract so many males, because she's beautiful, for example, it is completely different. And I'm going to explain to you why it's completely different, so buckle up. It's different. It's different. It's different. Well, I'll tell you why. It is impossible for a female to be promiscuous on a long enough period of time without devaluing herself. Because she is fucking people she shouldn't be fucking. There's no way she is sleeping with endless men, and all of them are either high-value men or treating her the way she should be treated. If you find a woman who slept with 50, 100 dudes, she's either fucking dudes which aren't at her level or haven't worked hard enough to try and get the pussy. She was just too drunk to realize he's a loser, plays video games.
This dude goes pretty hard in the paint, son.
Yeah, that's why I like it.
All right. Let's see.
But he's talking from the biological standpoint too. You know what I mean? Like, men have to understand that, you know, where their offspring came from and stuff like that. So you have to disconnect from the inflammatory stuff and be like, okay, let's rethink this.
So I'm replaying in my mind the point he was making about look back at history about any woman that was like notorious or whatnot for being and promiscuous, right? And then he said, and look at the male, he's a G, he's a conqueror, and he was making families. You think that stands up? And
well, no, Genghis Khan was a rapist, but you know, he would. You look at the population of Tajikistan. Most of those people are descendant of Genghis Khan, and it's like a couple million people.
I had no idea. Like I'm looking at Breaking Fetty is one of my boys, and Insanity Reacts. I see he's very into his heritage and ancestry, and he takes it like quite seriously. I see that, very passionate man. So are these are Jordan Peterson, Andrew Tate. These are some of the people. I don't want to say that inspire you, but you see some.
No, they don't inspire me. What that is like I kind of like resonate with them, and I can understand them. Jordan Peterson is one that does inspire me, and I take a lot of my work from him. Another one is Dr. Haral Uvari, which did Sapiens, 20th century, 20 Tales for the 20th Century Man, the Lucifer Effect. I forgot the guy's name. He did the Stanford studies. I forgot his name. Those are all those are the people that I look up to as far as being a therapist. You know, I look at the good and evil in humans. I look at statistics. I look at evolutionary psychology, which is a very hot point because people don't like to be like, well, I wasn't like this, you know, at this age and blah, 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 blah. Everybody's a special fucking snowflake, but it boils down to, no, you're not.
Yeah, brief pause. I got to always show my thanks to any support. Thank you so much, D. Libby. And remember, I still want to talk to you know who. Thank you, RJ, for coming in and sharing your story. Thank you, Eli and D. Libby. We love you. And thank you so much for the support. It means a lot to us to keep this going. I'll tell you this much about Jordan Peterson. I like his intellectual approach at everything and how he can dissect a lot of, if not almost damn near every single argument that's ever come his way to try to discredit or assassinate his character. That man he's a freaking genius.
He's a modern day stoicist or stoicism. You know, he takes it on the chin, elaborates, and then moves forward. What's next?
Yeah. I remember this was a big debate back when I did Stuck in the Middle. Do you remember when he got so pissed off about, what was it, Twitter? They said, you have to take this comment down, and he went full like, fuck you, and then joined up with the Daily Beast and Ben Shapiro and made a series of videos about saying, what did you think about his response? Because my boy Josh thought Peterson was being dramatic and trying to simp for attention. He didn't think it was about principle, which is what my stance was at the time.
I think it, if that's the way he looked at it, that's the way he looked at it. But I think it was like on your end. He is trying to, when you say stuff, and especially in the public light, you have to be able to back it up. And if it's incorrect or reported incorrectly and it's under your name, you need to address it and be like, no, that's not cool. That's not this. Go ahead and take that down for me, please. This is not what I said. This is taken out of context. Because what the media likes to do is take few snippets and even pictures and manipulate them for their narrative.
Oh, I mean, well, that's a generic mainstream tactic, and that's why I have not trusted nor watched the mainstream for I don't know how many years, probably over a decade, even back in the day when I was a Bernie or bust fella, and well into when I started to actually dig Trump. I know for a fact you and I are of one mind when it comes to the mainstream. It's shit. It's crap. And now we're all turning to these individuals. I don't want to call them influencers. I hate that term. But we are seeking now the population. We're seeking different outlets, platforms like YouTube, Rumble, True Social, all these social media outlets. And there's also a new form of entertainment growing as a result of people being tired of status quo entertainment or regurgitated news. Everything has evolved.
Well, you look at mainstream Marvel. Look at what they've done to our comic books in the past. They've destroyed them. They've went ultra woke, and now they're going ultra broke. It's not like
you were saying like the woke culture.
Yeah, when it goes too far, because statistically you don't count. Let's be real. Yes, you can have a voice, but when it's overpowering everything, and there's two of you, there's an issue.
I've run into it. Okay, for you, any examples that you can think of, like some movie or some series that you were looking forward to, and you started seeing some shit, you're like, or like stuff in She-Hulk. Oh God, I've heard a lot about it, and I saw like one thing in the first episode, like cringe, can't do it. But I mean, I got a love for comics, but.
I do too. I love comic books, but now I'm gone over to the other side. I love Korean comics more than I like any American comics. I like Japanese comics because they have sustenance. They tell a story. Even the boring stories like fishing become epic.
Yeah. Oh, yes, I know exactly what you mean. I have an infinite amount of comics because I'm clearly the coolest, non-geekiest fella available on YouTube, ladies.
Well, you look at my fetish. I have an isekai fetish, which I love the alternate word where the dude gets into the things.
You don't have to read these comments. I'll let you know if there's one specifically for you.
No,
I know you can't help it though, right? It's cool.
Right. No, I got ADHD, so anything shiny. Ooh, shiny.
I would squirrel. I'd
Mhm.
like to offer anybody that would like to join the fray, especially Fetty, anybody really, but please before you click the link, I want you to feel that you want to contribute to this conversation. I'm not looking for, I don't know, what's the term here? Like a bird in a cage that just wants to be on screen and chill there. So I'm going to drop the link. And now, let's see. Well, I feel like we deviate.
We way deviated.
I was trying to make this the life of RJ, but I mean, in a nutshell,
No, dude. This is reality. You know, it goes back in waves.
ebbs and
Let's
flows.
go back into finding help. I couldn't find any at the VA, so I made it.
That's what's up. Yeah. Okay. I serve both people that work in the VA and the veterans that are all pissed off about getting the pathetic help that they get, and the people that serve them are equally pissed at the veterans for not being happy about the crap they have to go through. It's a cyclical. It's just terrible.
Well, I'll share an experience. I am 90% disabled. So what does that look like? Do I look disabled to you? Am I able to carry on a conversation? You know, these are the things that are like, well, maybe he is, maybe he isn't. My knees are fucked. My back is fucked. I hate people. I have to go. I don't know if you guys saw on the cam earlier, the dog. That's my service dog, so I don't have to take 15 different anti-anxiety medications just to function.
That's right. You used to be on quite a bit of medications, and did you cold turkey that shit? How did you do that?
I did cold turkey, which I don't recommend to anybody because I became suicidal, homicidal, almost killed my wife and my mother-in-law over a silly argument because they kept picking.
Was I there for that night?
It may have been. I don't.
I was
D Road. Were we out on D Road or were we at my other house?
the other house, and I remember we were all collectively nervous about. And there's certain words you're gonna hear me kind of code up. Okay, we were uncomfortable with the fact that you had your pure, get it, and we didn't want you to be in your room with it.
Well, I had. Look, man, fucking, I was sick.
Yeah.
Do I still have guns? Oh, yes, I do.
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, I know.
I carry every day. Now, with that becomes what? Risk mitigation. That's all, we get into the mind of therapists and everything else. It's all about risk mitigation. Can a patient that suffers from substance use do another substance? Sure. But what is the cost and what is the benefit? Look at ketamine treatment. Look at marijuana maintenance programs. Look at Suboxone, Subutex. What's the other one for opiate use? Methadone. What is the cost? What is the benefit? Because I'm still feeding you opiates. Like, I don't care who you are or what you think. Suboxone is an opiate antagonist.
Right.
Subutex, same thing. Methadone, same thing. And it works on different ways too, because if that substance is in your body, it circumnavigates the naltrexone, which is that makes you sick when you're on or go through precipitated withdrawals with other opiates. Now you got Vivitrol for alcohol. You can drink all you want and not get drunk. Well, you can override that to the point where you're almost dead.
Wait, I've never heard of Vivitrol. You can drink all you want without getting drunk? What would be
essentially, yeah.
What's the purpose?
So that way you don't get the euphoric feeling from drinking. But people have overridden it, and I've seen people shoot up Suboxone to the point where complete kidney or complete organ failure.
Shoot up Suboxone?
Yes.
I mean, I keep this very transparent about me. I'm still 12 years, man. I've been on Suboxone, although I take, I've done this so many times, but this is what I'll take in a day right here. Something about that size, which is why I'm convinced it's psychosomatic, even smaller. I'll take, I
Is it
got,
3 megs? Is it 3 megs? Is it 10 megs, 16, 32?
I think it's the regular 8, and I just break them into these small, tiny little strips, less than the size you see, and I put
Yeah,
it on.
but you're still getting what? You're still getting that dopamine receptor being tickled.
Yeah, but after all this time, I mean, is it possible that it's purely psychosomatic?
Oh, 100%. If you're doing it 12 years, your medication stopped for maybe 5, 10 years ago. That shit's not, you're not supposed to be on that shit the rest of your life.
People are on this shit for the rest of their life.
Yeah, because it's up here. I don't want to
I
deal
don't
with
wanna-
what's in here.
I don't want to be that fucking guy, man. Like, I was this close to dropping everything and checking myself in for the fucking third time to go somewhere to get off of this, but a part of me believes I can. Yeah, and also I had no idea people could shoot Suboxone, dude.
Yeah,
well,
I've seen it, and it's a horrible, horrible thing.
it's a stupid thing. And there is a wall with the Nacloxone or whatever that it's like, what, even though this is a pretty high dose, 36 milligrams, and you can't go further. That's the wall. But you can still get that euphoria, I think.
No, you still get. I've seen people fucking do it to the point, like I said, complete organ failure and death.
Let me see. Miss Chronic Chronicles is a real G. I adore this woman. Let me see. A real thing my ex used it only to get high. He would overuse it, and it was bought on the street. People who buy them to get high. It's a real thing, but people like yourself, I know, are not using. Right. I see.
Well, you look at the difference. Why am I using this? What is the cost? What is the benefit? You know what I mean? I'm not going to throw shade because some people need something to stop the erratic thought process that we have. So marijuana is one. I throw shade on that all the time. Marijuana maintenance doesn't work. Why doesn't it work? Because it's all you're doing is substituting one addiction for another. This is the reason why people go to the gym and stay 6 hours in the gym. What are they doing? What's the cost? They look great, they feel great, but what is you're getting the euphoria, you're getting all the other things that you would of your drug. Now, what are you doing? Irreversible damage to your body. You're breaking down the joints. You're breaking down, fatty tissues. You're overdoing this. You're overdoing that in order to what? Get that level of high. It takes 18 to 36 months after last use for your neurotransmitters to come back online. 18 to 36 months after last use.
18 after last use to what did you say?
To bring your neurotransmitters back onto normal parameter, whatever that looks like for you.
Let's say, okay, you've seen the very small dosage that I showed you, which is about what I have been doing for, I don't know, two years now, maybe
Right.
a little longer. How long would it take if I were to cold turkey this son of a bitch? And clearly I'd be going through some form of withdrawal because I've been blocking that.
72 hours of withdrawal, physical symptoms, but you're still going to have this because your neuro set point for that, even though it's that little dose, is still higher than normal. Being hugged from your kid has less dopamine reward than that little itty bitty sliver of that opiate.
All right, your opinion, your professional opinion. Would you think it would be wise that I took off from work for, like, I don't know, a week or so and just went cold turkey off the son of a bitch?
You could probably go cold turkey right now and suffer minor. How many times a day are you dosing yourself though? That's another question.
All honesty, probably at maximum 4 small little pieces.
All right, so small 4 pieces. If it's at 8 milligrams, so what is that? 4 times? That's 2 milligrams per. I'm ballparking. Don't fucking take it to heart, but that's 2 milligrams every time you dose. How long does the dosage work before you start feeling sick symptoms?
I haven't felt sick symptoms in years, man.
Try it. See what happens. See how long you can go without that tick in your head going, hey, I need this. Hey, I need this. Hey, I need this.
Let's see. This is like, it's so stupid. I believe a lot of people that take medication, I also take an antidepressant. We feel like we're in a cage, and this is why I look up to you. You were able to break out of that cage.
I had purpose though. I'm going to tell you right now, that's one of those things that's freeing. Have a purpose, Be accountable for yourself. Be accountable for every and all actions that you do.
Well, I mean, aside from always trying that, I yeah, I don't know, man. I want to get off of all this shit. I don't know. That's
Well,
just
with the SSRIs, I wouldn't recommend cold turkey because you're going to have homicidal, suicidal thoughts at record rates. When people come off of them, that's when they commit suicide the most.
yeah. Those statistics I'm familiar with. What when you went cold turkey, like, what was your experience like? Was it miserable for like, I don't know,
Oh, it was miserable for, I'd say, 45 days at least.
45 days?
Yes.
Wow.
Remember,
what
I
did
was
you do?
on 15. I was on 15 different kinds of medication.
Yeah, so yeah, you told me that. 15 medications for like all for what?
Depression, anxiety, pain, fucking everything.
PTSD.
Well,
And all,
PTSD is depression, anxiety together due to a fear response or fight or flight response.
and the trauma, I assume from.
Well, the trauma triggers the fight or flight response. How I perceived my environment is due to fear in that fight or flight response.
By the way,
PTSD has a set point. PTSD keeps you alive. It keeps you hyper alert, keeps you ready and able to fight at any time of the day. Your neurotransmitters in your brain change because of that one traumatic event. Now let's go childhood traumatic event. Let's go multiple traumatic events through, sexual abuse, everything else. Now we're gonna do what? Introduce combat, high reward, high dopamine, high serotonin, high neuroepinephrine. My set point keeps getting higher and higher, and then I become addicted to the suck. I become addicted to wanting to kick indoors, fight fucking people, 100%.
I missed that. I missed the training and hold on. So, here's something that I'm told quite a bit. You know, the smoking for me kind of I fucked it up, man. I used to love being the pothead way back when. And then when I started screwing around with MDMA for like 2 years, I'm convinced, and I've said this before, I broke my brain. Something
You will.
activated, something happened, and I was not the same me. I was a person that woke up with a whole new set of challenges and problems, and I had to reacclimate and learn to live and dealing with these new problems. And it took me about an entire decade to get through those challenges.
Well, you look at what the body response for MDMA is. It is to heat your body over 100 and something degrees, right? This is the reason why people die. Real MDMA is going to raise your body temperature, especially street dosages, not microdosing, not clinical dosage, because MDMA is now a clinical medication for depression. So there's a different dosages.
All right. That's right. Okay, so I'm glad you brought that up. In your field, all right, there's a couple of people in the medical field in this country and outside of this country that have shared with me that they're expanding psilocybin use
Psilocybin and DMT, LSD, ayahuasca, any of the psychedelics, really. Because what it does, and the neuroset point is the reason why we're looking at it as a treatment is because it's opening up neurotransmitters in your brain. This is the reason why you can see sound or see colors or hear colors, taste sounds, whatever you want to call it. The altered state is due to the fact that most of the neurons in your body, when we introduce this chemical, are firing. They're all firing at the same time. So we start seeing the dead spots where your neural pathway is. Remember, what we're designed to do is less brain power to do multiple things. This is the reason why sometimes if you guys are driving, have you ever noticed that you don't remember how you got home, but you got home somehow?
Sure.
That's that autopilot system. So that way you can think about, paying the bills. What do I got to do next when I get home? What do I got to do? All this stuff. It becomes what? Habit. That habit takes less brain energy to activate. It takes me let's say 5 neurons to activate. All right, I'm stressed out. What do I do when I stress out? Well, let me go smoke some pot. Let me go smoke a cigarette. Let me drink a beer. Because that coping mechanism is easier to handle than being like, well, I'm depressed. Why am I depressed? Why do I have to think about this?
Well, that's what I recognized about the drinking. that I, have recently quit 32 days ago is that I programmed my brain to believe that it was my reward, even though it was a punishment or it was a way to
Well,
numb.
it was a reward and it
a-
was a punishment. You are using a medication in a context of, and the same thing with the psychedelics. Anecdotally, we know people that they're so much better anecdotally, but statistically, it's probably a lot less because I've seen anecdotally what happens when you abuse psychedelics. Yep.
Yes, I in the old park there was somebody, a good friend of mine. Bless his heart, he got way too deep into, I don't know if it was Schumann or the Sid, but he got lost. He was
Yeah, because you disconnect from your reality.
he had no sense of understanding when he would clearly be irritating the shit out of somebody where they wanted to hurt him, which in this case was me trying to tell him to get the hell out of my car.
So
And
when
so
they disconnect, when they disconnect so far, they can't read social cues anymore.
that's what
They
it
become,
was.
or he probably was something else was going on along with that.
Dude, he was dosing every day, multiple times a day, and I just remember like I had to finally threaten him in a way that he knew I was serious. I'm not proud of that, but I made it clear he was going to get hit in the face if he didn't get out of the open door from the vehicle. And after I shouted, he was like, all right, and try to
Well, I've seen people that never recover. They've melted their brain because of it. They can't function without drooling on themselves. I've seen people where they can't, function in society anymore.
hello, Jamie. By the way, hello to you. I do see you, and I'll respond in kind as soon as possible. It's good to see you here. All right. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the medical world finally catching up with all of these much more natural, or whatever the case, these small doses of even the synthetic stuff to help people, specifically the veterans first and foremost, because we have become, and as you know in your profession, this first world country, the United States, is the only country that allows the big pharma to advertise directly to us instead of the other way around, where we go to our doctors and they recommend what's best because that's their specialty. So it's backwards. It's consumer based here.
Well, again, we've gone from, this is what happens on unmorally guided capitalism.
Unguided capitalism.
Yep,
Well, yeah, I mean,
unmorally guided capitalism.
morally, yeah, okay. That was a good clarification right there. What's up, Vegas Profile? That's another channel that I'd like to see us grow together. And honestly, also throwing out there's so much drama going on out there in the YouTube world, brother, with Creek Squad. But I'm glad Ryan Up Church said, don't even, it's not worth it. And outside of that, true crime community, you know about the Idaho thing. We're not going to go true crime, but the Idaho unaliving, where those 4 kids were ended, and they found the suspect today.
No, I'm unaware of that right now.
The 4 college kids all knifed, and they could not find this dude. It's gonna be interesting. I'm sure there's a lot of content about it and a lot of reactions. I don't cover true crime here because I just, it's not my shtick. But anyway, besides the point. And Vegas, I'm gonna be modding you here. I modded what is it, M Diddy or something like that. I want all of us to be able to grow together. So please feel free to drop your link, as now you have the ability to do just that. And welcome. This is a family, tight-knit community. And because of all the drama that's happening in true crime and Creek Squad right now, people are probably looking everywhere but here at the moment. But okay, all right. Do you follow true crime at all? It's not kind of your calling whatsoever.
No, I do enjoy forensic psychology. That's one of my secondaries. I do trauma and forensic psychology.
And without breaking any sort of confidentiality, any patient experiences that you've had that that really stick out that you feel what you could be vague enough about to talk about, or I don't know, something from the world that you're in on a daily?
Well, I can't talk about patients due to HIPAA. Even if I give out very vague things, people can
That's
piece things together with the modern day.
well
Uh,
done. Well done. Done deal. But essentially, you've seen some severe cases, I'm sure,
oh yeah,
right?
I've seen people that are not functioning whatsoever that believe that they're the greatest thing since sliced bread. You know what I mean?
What would you, the greatest thing, like this is, we're talking about veterans, they come back, and what would you,
I've seen veterans come back. They went in normal, came out schizophrenic, bipolar, the whole 9 yards due to stress. I've seen college students that were doctors going to school to be doctors, but due to stress now have schizophrenia and can no longer practice.
due to stress from their combat
From
or
study,
their,
no, just from studying. You look at doctors, you know what I mean? Like, look how many hours that they have to put in to study.
oh shit, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You,
So
you
that
have to,
stress in itself can cause the reaction that you need to express some of these genes. Bipolar too.
which is something I, do you think, in your opinion, again, I was diagnosed bipolar 1 when I was 19, which is when I was pulled off of every sort of drug possible, even non-narcotic. It was when we had that epic fight, and during that year when I was a crazy person, that's when I was diagnosed with bipolar 1. Do you think I was?
Anytime you're not clean for at least 2 years and get a diagnosis, it's not probably true.
Well, that being said, where I'm at now, do you think it would be uh, of interest to me to go for to see if my diagnosis is any different than what it was back then to the me that I am today? Even though I wouldn't say I'm technically sober, as I take, the
Well,
antidepressant and the little smidgen of Suboxone
let's be realistic. What's the cost of that? What's the benefit of it?
to get a diagnosis.
Hmm?
Well, the
What does
benefit
that do
would
for you?
technically it would be a path to show me on how to treat whatever it is, even though like I don't think about these things. I will say I'm a manic individual. A lot of the people that watch me quite often know I use my mania, and I try to hone it and go live, and you'll see if you saw some of that live I did with this stupid freaking book. All right, that was
Oh yeah,
me.
by the way, I'm still waiting on mine.
Yeah, let's humor you right quick. What was your
October 24th.
thank you for not saying the fucking number, because I made it clear.
10/24.
No, stop it. Hold on. All right, October 24th. Here is you're gonna have your mind blown, son. Okay, because this book it's pure witchcraft, and it was made in the fifth level of hell or something. I don't know. Okay, let's stop the
Well,
bullshit.
I'm gonna talk about that too because that's a psychological technique. I'm gonna tell you that in a minute. So
What,
go ahead.
this or
Yes.
Yeah, I agree. Remember, I was taught how to read palms back in 1997. It's helped me get a lot of dates, and it's helped me make a lot of people cry, but I don't believe anything about it. It's just amazing what people just, I don't know, man. I cannot deny the results, but I believe not a word of it. Okay, so this is you, RJ, apparently. You are, this thing uses so many repeated words. You are persevering and determined and sometimes quite obstinate. Your determination of purpose brings you much success. Dude, I made these jokes last night, but I hope this thing actually asks you for a meal before y'all go fucking get a room. You are a loyal friend and a bitter enemy. More like a freaking psychotic enemy that'll find you and stomp your head in. You are better liked by the opposite sex. Hey, you little stud muffin, you. Your love will not be a smooth path. I think that's appropriate. I mean, I don't know much, but yeah, I'll say all right. But on the whole, you will be happy. Hey, how about that?
So you look at human history, people born on certain dates. How many times do you see somebody that's persevering, or at least a large portion of that population that is that?
What,
How many people you? Huh?
Dude? I think with this kind of stuff, anybody can say, "Oh, I see some of that in me." That's what we do. We internalize everything that we're told. Therefore, apropos, ergo, we're like, "Oh yeah, shit, that totally applies to me, bro." Especially if I like what I'm hearing.
Well, yeah, because it blows up your ego and allows you to go into that manipulation where I can, tickle your little bit of your ego, and now I get to manipulate you over here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, I won't deny, man. And there's certain tells I've learned over the many years I've done the whole palm reading thing where they start to feed me information. I tell them not to, but sometimes I get just enough. So yeah, I always say grain of salt. I do want it. I wanted to read something that passed me by. Hold on, hold up, wait a minute. Oh, I wanted to introduce you, RJ. Mishka here. I believe she is in Australia. That is a forensic psychologist right there.
Hey, cool.
Yep, we have two professionals in the hizzy. Mishka, if you feel like you're anybody that feels up to it, man, this is a very much a free flowing organic conversation. We kicking it. This is what I do instead of drinking the sauce. So feel free if you're down, you want to shoot the shit. You're more than
So
welcome. Go on. What'd you say?
let's pose a question to the audience.
Yeah,
What is your aspect of mental health? What do you guys feel about mental health? Is it prevalent? Is it something that is just now being looked at? And with the military veterans and first responders, because that's who I treat, military and first responder. We look at general population. What do you guys think about some of the changes? What do you think needs to happen?
Okay, so I need to condense that as
Yeah.
much as possible. All right, so in a nutshell. Oh, look, I'm in a nutshell. I do that way too often. You're asking what do they see as mental health? Is that what you
Mhm.
said?
Yeah.
Okay, and kind of do layman terms options, which is you see it as prevalent. Oh, do you see mental health as being very common? Are you talking about mental
Yep.
illness?
Yeah, mental illness is very common
Dude,
in Western culture.
aren't we the most prescribed country in the world?
Yep, Prozac Nation wrote
Prozac.
1990.
You seen that special on Netflix about Xanax?
Yeah.
I mean that I honestly it disturbs me too damn much to
1 in 4 adults in America have mental illness that's undiagnosed and untreated.
Mishka, real quick, if you are interested in getting on that link right there that I just posted, you click it and then from there you're on. I drag you up on the screen. That's all there is to it. Uh, this is why I have such high hopes for all of these alternative treatments, microdosing, and the things from nature, the psilocybin, or even the small synthetic stuff, because I just want to see uh, something that's turning away from all the pills and agreeing to be zombified and being content and all the side effects that make people not want to live anymore, but they think that that's what adds to feeling trapped. I got to be on a medication that pretty much takes away my sex drive. I don't even want to live anymore. Stuff like that. I go to meetings where people just bear all. These are the things I hear. So it's
So,
such a catch-22.
well, let's look at the 12 step. Do you know what the 12 step really is? Primitive psychology.
I mean, that's how I see it, yes. But a lot of people in there make it purely spiritual, which works for them, so I can't shit on it. But yes, I do view it as controlled psychology. That
Well, what happens? What happens when that's all you do? You do 4 meetings a day. What is that?
if I what if you go to 4 meetings a day, which is not what I do. What is that? That's you're making your own system, I suppose.
That's
Regiment.
replacing addiction for another one, because now you're addicted to going to the groups. You're
Yeah.
not feeling. You're not doing anything other than what? Being around people. That doesn't necessarily mean you're clean. All that does is it's time.
I want to say to Vegas, I did some Balta. That one saved my life for a couple of years until suddenly it stopped working, horrified me, and I'm very, very lucky that I now use Lexapro. That works. And Mishka, can you just go ahead and show me your face real quick, darling? Thank you, sweetheart. You can off the camera if you'd prefer to, darling. Unless you want to stay on camera. And if that's the case, I'm gonna pull you up right now. Okay, here we go. This is the forensic psychologist in Australia. There she goes. All right, she's.
Hello.
Hi,
Hiya.
Mika. How you doing?
Good. Just give me a second, please.
Of course. Yeah. Do your thing, kiddo. So this should be interesting. And Shade, brother, you know you're always welcome. By God, you and OG. It was very, very interesting. Like during this live, somebody that I don't talk to very often was like, "Go check your Discord." And when I go there, they're like, "Oh, I see you're not gonna respond." I never check my Discord. Queen, good night, and much love. Queen is one of my favorite human beings on this planet. Period. I ain't hiding that. Much love to all, and thank you again, RJ, for your service. Great work on your progress, Progressive Patriot. Thank you. We adore you.
Hey, sorry about that.
No, quite all right.
Just my crazy cat. She's in the season, so she's running amok.
All right, you said sorry about that. You know what I gotta say to that, Mishka? How dare you? How dare you?
I know.
Running amok. Oh goodness.
I know she gets in front of the TV and I can't see what I'm doing. I can't turn the TV on because my puppy ate my remote. So yeah, life's wonderful at the moment.
So, Mishka.
Yes, my love.
Have you gotten to hear much of what RJ's been saying? Is there anything that has?
No, I actually just got on to charge my phone and I saw you alive and I'm there. Greetings, everyone. It's like, and that was it. Yeah. So no. Hello.
Well, welcome to the place to be. RJ,
Yeah, no.
state your profession. Tell her what you do, kid.
Oh, I'm a therapist and mental health counselor.
He helps mostly
good job.
veterans and first
Oh,
responders.
brilliant.
Yes.
Yeah, that's all I do is first responders and military.
Oh, yeah, no. They do need it. They do need help. Doesn't matter what country they're in or from. They need the help. There just isn't enough around, to help them. And the suicide rates are incredible. It's disgusting for me as an Aussie to even say, how bad it is here.
How bad is it in Australia? In America, it's anywhere from 22 to 27 veterans a day. Police, it's skewed numbers. It's anywhere from 3 a day to 10 a day. I can't remember the statistic right this second because it's so skewed.
With veterans, I think it's ranging like 18 a day. But we also have a high rate of farmers committing suicide or familicide. So we basically it's like 1 out of 6 farmers will commit suicide in Australia at the moment. So I deal with, the old farmer who's not coping because of what's going on financially and everything, the drought or flooding or whatever it may be. I do see the odd police officer every now and again. I mean, both my brothers are police officers, so, the amount of officers that I think it's 4 out of 10 police officers will commit suicide from stress, not being able to cope with what they see on a daily basis. Some things that obviously you yourself would be, have an appreciation of is some of the traumatic, things that they see. It's a brain, if I can say, brain fuck.
It is.
How do you process that? You need help to be able to process most of the stuff that you see.
And most of the culture.
I'm sorry for interrupting. I mean, I deal mainly with criminals, so I have to, delve deep into the criminal mind and, decide and help decide whether they are eligible for parole or not, or all that. But I mean, I do also see, like I told Eli before, I see people who can't afford to see a psychologist on a Wednesday. And we just go for walks on the beach. They can't afford to pay for one. Well, I'm fine. I'm happy to. You want to meet up at the beach? We'll meet up at the beach and we'll just walk along the beach and have a chat. So I try to do what I can do for those that can't afford to pay. But
truly beautiful.
It's a horrible mental stress is a difficult process. I mean, I have my own issues, that I deal with also, like being a mum of five, being a single mum of five, having an autistic child, going through a pretty nasty divorce at the moment, looking after my elderly parents, um, having a 15-minute older sister who thinks she's 15 years older than me, dealing with her crap all the bloody time, does my head in.
Do you feel
But
all of that definitely would maybe has a bit of an impact in your professional field or decorum? Do you ever feel that maybe some of that personal stress spills over?
sometimes, yes, I will admit that it does.
Yeah,
I'm also I have suffered from clinical depression since I was 18, and I think that's what drove me into the field of psychology, thinking I could help myself and help others. But I can kind of my personal problems that I deal with at home. I have my horses, I have my children. That's my focus. I have my parents. That's my focus. I have my brothers. They're my focus. So I'm able to disconnect from work and home most of the times, depending on what I'm dealing with at work. If it's someone that's committed an atrocious crime of, I don't know whether what words can be used on a platform, child adult relations, young child adult relations, if that makes sense. And the M word that may follow that, you know, like I've said before, that our criminal system is so stupid. You can murder someone and get 25 years, but get out on parole out, you're good. You're out of prison in 6 years.
Did
So if I've
your vacation finish? By the way, the last time we spoke, you were on vacation.
Oh no, I've taken 6 months off. I need the rest. I need, I need to focus more on my son, because my as I said, I've got my girls are 21, my boys are 20. And for the past few years that they've been doing the school drops and the pickups. I leave for work, they're sleeping. I come home from work, most of the time they're sleeping. So I barely got to see my children.
RJ, do
You
you
know,
have
and when
any
pardon?
RJ, do you have any questions? Being that she is in the unique position that she is in, forensic psychology, over in Australia. Anything you want to ask from your end, from this neck of the woods?
Oh, just to pick your brain, because cross culturally, the way the Western world sees mental health compared to, let's say, the Caribbean, let's say Australia, because what was Australia a long time ago? What is it like there? Like you're saying, somebody gets murdered 25 years and then gets out. You said in 6. Is that accurate?
Yeah. Yes.
That's
I
not
mean, they have.
I'm gonna,
They have.
Mishka,
Sorry.
with all due respect there, I'm gonna ask, we're gonna try to keep this as organic and flowing, and just everybody gets their moment to speak. So,
Yep.
RJ, did you complete your question? I didn't hear the entirety.
No, well, it's just like if anything, I'd like to pick your mind about, culturally. We can do this another time. You know what I mean? Like culturally, the way we view mental health is different depending on where you're at in the world. Some cultures don't even believe mental health exists.
Oh, that's so true. I mean, I'm Polish. I'm Polish heritage. So if you go to Poland, you can't go to the doctors and say that you're not feeling well mentally, because they don't recognize it. They don't accept that fact. So I think, what is it, like Australia, England, America? Hang on a sec. Sorry. Pardon? Okay. All right. Thank you. Could you close my door, please? Thank you.
Oh, I
I'm
love
sorry
it.
about that.
Hold on.
That's-
I love this right here. You guys see my
so that
name?
was my daughter.
No. You guys see my name in the chat. Just a big shout out to Rob P, my #1 fan. He's such a fan that he's made almost 20 profiles and impersonates me. And I just want to show him all the love.
Oh,
Rob,
greetings.
thank you
Greetings.
for watching, for all your support. Yeah, clearly that ruined my day. Damn it, 18 people. Where's your channel, by the way, Rob, or Progressive Patriot? I'd love to see you do something other than
Serious.
all of this. But yeah, good to see you. Keep on keeping on. I think, by the way, with some of the questions you asked me in that other page, you asked me so much personal information. Are you trying to date me? Do you want to troll me or do you want to fuck me? Just curious.
Well, you do got a pretty mouth.
I do.
Oh, you do. You got a pretty mouth.
Just the bee's knees right
Oh,
here.
and that voice is such a turn on. I mean, yay. Put me to sleep at night happily.
You know what this fortune book here, RJ? You know
I
what it says?
do. 27 June. 27 June, please.
Okay. This book said I'm attractive. So
Ooh, and you are. And June is before July and after May.
oh, thank you for the. You remember. What was yours? What was your date again?
27.
June 27. Okay. Let me see, y'all. Oh, and Rob, please feel free to give me your birthday. I'd love to read your fortune, big boy. Okay. June 26. Your devotion to your life partner is demonstrative and supreme. Your home life is pointed out as ideal. You are kind, generous, and loving. And with your high ideals and ambition, you will generally succeed.
Well, sounds pretty accurate. The life partner bit, maybe not so much, but yeah.
Oh, check this
Yeah.
out. I'm always happy to see when these kind of comments come in. RJ, you told me before you agreed to come on here, you have ambitions or interest in expanding what it is you already do.
I do. I don't have a channel. But what I do have is a couple of organizations that I'd shout out a little bit later.
Okay, word. And White Dragon, I would love for our Progressive Patriot to have. What is your, before I bring my boy Shade? Actually, I'm gonna put him up. Shade, just don't speak, no matter what you. Yeah, but I'm gonna pull you up right now, guys. What's your mental evaluation of somebody that impersonates me and follows me around and just wants to see me, maybe be me, or have my babies? But it's a male. What's your mental evaluation?
The imitation is the greatest
form of masturbation. Oh, flattery. Yeah. Okay. What about you, clinical psychologist? What do you think of my twin Progressive Patriot, aka Rob P?
Someone who has a very, very lonely life.
Yeah, that's a fair assessment. Yeah. You know what? That's pretty simple. I dig it.
Yeah.
What's up, Shade and Kitty Cat? By the way.
Hello, Shade. Oh, I love your cat. I wish mine was like that. She's a crazy bitch.
No, this is a boy. Yeah, he's chilling.
Oh no, my boy chills out the front.
No, this is Eddie. He's saying
hello, Eddie. Oh, that's my brother's name.
Yeah, Matt. I mean, you already know what type of situation I live with, what type of mental health my wife is under.
That's right.
So
no, I don't.
I know I deal with a wife that is sometimes manic, bipolar.
Okay.
Doesn't leave my house.
Fair enough.
She works from home because that's
fair
the only
enough.
thing that she can do.
That's her comfort zone. Her comfort zone. Fair enough.
Yeah. Yeah, it's rough.
I mean, that's difficult. I mean, my husband was a paranoid schizophrenic, and living with that, having to walk on eggshells, kids being scared of their own father, because when he would have a go through a psychosis, he would sit with every single sharp knife that we had would be positioned nicely on the coffee table. You know, I would go to the toilet or go have a shower, and he'd sit on the bed with the knives next to me. So we went through a lot of I wouldn't say terror. I mean, the kids, yes, they were scared of their fathers. They had locks on their door. They were scared that he might do something at night while they were sleeping. You know, I had him hospitalized, and yeah, that was basically the end of my marriage. I just couldn't deal with it anymore. And when I did ask for help from my mother-in-law, all she did was tell me, you just need to talk to him. And well, now she can talk to her son all she likes. You know, now she's going through what we went through, you know. But we are going through a pretty nasty divorce at the moment, but so be it, you know, that's life. You know, there's, you know, what can you do? You either live with a man who terrifies the children and who don't want to be home, who are scared of him, or you have him hospitalized and just end it there and leave it there. I mean, there's only so much a person can take. You know, if you're away from home for a long time, it's difficult. We went to high school together and we were married at 19. So we married young.
How long has the divorce proceedings been going on?
2 years now.
That is a bit hellacious.
Oh, because he's in and out of hospital, and every time there's a hospital date, you know, we know it's, let's say the hospital. I mean, the court dates say the 12th of March. Well, he'll stop taking his medication the month before, so that he needs to be hospitalized, so he doesn't need to attend. You know, but then it's unwelcome visits and so forth that you put up with from his family, and you know, you got to, what kind of wife have you? You know, I'm a Polish Jew who married a Catholic. You know, you're meant to, you know, follow your vows, and you know, it's death do you part. And I'm there, yeah, well, I want to live a bit longer than be killed by my husband. You know what I mean?
Is this an illness that he had for a long time? Were you aware of this back?
I was not. If I had known, okay, basically on it. To be honest with you, it's genetic. His grandmother, his father, his uncle. In Poland, his uncle, while his wife and daughter were sleeping, decapitated them. He put their heads in front of him, sat on a chair, and slit his wrists.
Holy crap, what the fuck?
3 days later, his son came home with his wife and children, and then when they opened the front door, that's the first thing they saw. So it's lucky that, you know, they weren't home, because he would have done the same. If I had known that was the issue, then I definitely wouldn't have. I maybe would have still married him, but I think I wouldn't have had children, because now I have that.
I am gonna.
What traumatic event is going to trigger one of my children that statistically could also be a paranoid schizophrenic?
Oh, I am gonna add white dragons. You know, clearly some red flags there. But who really teaches that? And real quick, I'm sorry, that's very heavy stuff you just shared. Shade, right quick, man, because I don't get to talk to you too often, man. How have you been? Like, what's been good, brother? You still working on your channel? I haven't seen a video of yours dropping a bit.
No, just nervous about leaving soon.
Leaving soon?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. What do you mean? Leaving?
Oh, you didn't know, bro?
Dude, I don't go to Discord. I'm out of the loop.
Oh no, I plan on leaving to Ukraine on the 15th.
You're going to Ukraine?
Why?
Yeah.
Why?
What brought that on?
Saving these little ones.
Saving the cats?
Yeah, dogs and cats. I've been talking about it for like months.
Does that mean we won't get to see your man cave anymore?
No,
go on.
Yeah, I'll know by the 7th or 8th if I'm going for sure.
What the? Okay,
That-
I'm trying to understand. You're going there to help.
He's going there to rescue animals.
Wow. All right. Was this a calling thing? Are you leaving your job behind?
Oh well, no, my job. No, it's good. They're fine.
Okay, I gotcha. That's I did not know. I mean, and we've talked.
Really?
Yeah. No, really. We've never talked about that. We talk, but no.
Yeah. No, that's been a thing going on for a while.
You and your wife?
No, just me.
Okay.
oh my
and-
gosh! Please be careful. Please be careful.
Oh, that damn cat be shedding. No,
Oh, better get
it's
used to
something
that.
that I think I need to do. I mean, she's lucky I'm not going to go fight personally. So, I mean, I am half Ukrainian. So, I mean, come on now.
Jesus Christ, I didn't even know that. I'm like
Yeah.
today years old getting to know my boy Shade.
So,
So we're basically brother and sister.
Oh, that's right. You're both.
Yeah, Polish and Ukraine. Yeah, pretty close.
Y'all making me
Oh,
miss
no,
my
my
dog
dog.
so much right now.
oh, yeah. No, I want a dog again so bad. I got these goddamn cats. I like the cats. I ain't hating on the animals. I love all animals. I don't care. But goddamn, a dog. There ain't no.
Can I
other
ask?
best thing.
Once you've rescued these animals, what do you plan on doing with them? What's going to happen?
I'm moving them west.
Okay.
Further west from the things.
So more like the Romanian side.
Yes. So
Yeah.
basically, I'm going as far west.
As you can go.
Multiple trips. It will be 2 months. I think I'll be gone.
Is this with an organization or are you going by yourself?
Yeah. No.
Oh, okay.
organization.
Oh,
dig
please be careful.
Oh, of course. I dig that, man. It's like to me, it's like what RJ said. You know, you find purpose, and you run with it. That is something right there that I envy, because when it comes
Take
to
your hat off. I'd take my hat off to you if I had a hat.
Well, I mean, I just hope it works out. Like, I'm not selling all my books because there's a lot of problems right now for people that are actually leaving. So to go over there's a lot of issues.
Nothing, just leave it.
Yep. Be
You
careful
put
with your
cream on it.
passport.
Leave it, please. I'm talking.
Sorry,
So-
RJ, say again.
Be careful
Oh.
with your passport. What they're doing is confiscating American passports
Go.
and then putting you
I'm
in
watching
different
tablet.
situations that would cause you to be a casualty. So that way it would look good for media. There was 15 guys that went over there as
Turn the light off in the lounge room.
reserve soldiers or as soldiers. They had their all their papers confiscated. They had to sneak out of the country in ambulances. So I'm just saying, be
Yeah.
careful.
So I have friends over there right now. That's the only reason why this is even going to work out in the first place. So, yeah.
I was
so
going to go over there myself too. So it's just
Yeah,
You said
I
you
don't
were
know.
going to go over there? Is that what you said?
yeah.
Jeez, thanks, guys.
But I wasn't going to save anybody. I was going to do something else.
Well, I know how you roll, brother. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, trust me. If I was able to actually go in and not cause issues with other actual people, I'll go fight that right now. I even told my wife that same shit. Fuck going to go save some animals. Like, there's people that actually need help.
Mm-hmm. I agree with
So
you
with
on
you, sorry for interrupting, but with you being half Ukrainian or full
Mhm.
Ukrainian, I don't know. How does are you sure once you get there that you'll be able to get out again?
No. I mean, I'm a U.S. citizen, so I mean, it doesn't matter at the end of the day. I mean, I'm going to be able to.
I'm just asking because when all this broke out at the first place, and I was hearing American soldiers going over there, but what was it? Their passports were taken from them because they signed up to some battalion.
Yeah.
And they had to stay there basically until the war finished. So that's why
that's a different type of
okay.
That's it.
Well, please be careful. Yeah.
The only thing I'm
Gonna
worried
miss.
about
We're gonna
is
miss your deep voice very much. You're gonna need to pre-record some messages for us so we can listen.
no. The only thing I'm worried about is getting back. Could be a potential issue depending on the situation after the next 2 months of things, because I don't know. No one knows how anything's going to pan out. So
No, you don't. But I mean, if you're going to be heading west with these animals, surely if you wanted to leave, you could. When you're in Romania, you could just leave. Yeah. Do you think?
It's
Or
easier said than done, to be honest with you.
oh yeah, I know. It's
Because I have to
You know,
actually leave. I have to actually leave back through Poland. I can't leave. I have to go back through. It doesn't matter. Like it's already set, like a set thing that I.
okay.
The only place I can go in and out is through Poland.
Through Poland. Oh, maybe I should teach you some Polish before you go.
Yeah, real quick, I want to address. Well, thanks for listening. Oh, of course. Hey, Barb, welcome here, fam. I came in at a bit. No, Shade Darker's not leaving YouTube. He's leaving the country, heading over to Ukraine, but doing something with a purpose, which I respect like crazy. Just save the animals, 100%. Real quick, I expected to do this for 1 hour. However, we have gone 2 hours.
Would you like me to leave so you can finish?
No, I'm wrapping it up actually. But so, well, yeah, you know what? Right. I'm just gonna say my goodbyes. For one, RJ, my brother, thank you. All right, long time
I wanted
coming
to pick
for this
his
to
brain
happen.
about some mental health eventually.
Say again?
Lovely meeting you, RJ.
Yeah, no, I just
Hats off to you. Great job. All the best in what you do. It's a struggle. Look after yourself as well mentally while you're doing it. Try not to absorb as much trauma of what you're listening to. And yeah, all the best to you. And Shay Ducker, my gosh, please be careful.
Be all right.
And Eli, thank you for having me on for a few minutes. It was lovely.
everybody's always welcome here. We appreciate you. Have a good night. All right, I'm gonna go one by one, just as Bare Bones did last night. Good night to you, my dear. Rest well.
Good night.
Until
You
we talk
too.
again.
Thank you for having me. Lovely. Bye-bye.
Always lovely. Bye bye. And okay, Shade, my boy. Yeah. All right. So
I want to holler at RJ at some point later on in life, just because like I have a lot of questions about like mental health things that I need kind of answered because I deal with a lot of shit every day. Either I don't know if I have mental health issues, to be honest with you. I personally don't. I've never talked to anyone about anything. So,
is there any question that you would feel comfortable?
Text.
Yeah, I can definitely coordinate you two to communicate. But is there a question like we'd call it in a meeting a burning desire? Is there anything you'd like to ask publicly, like right now?
No, not really. I just yeah, maybe like to reach out to somebody that maybe knows some things.
Yeah,
Okay,
shoot me a text, bro.
Done deal. RJ, I got your permission to send Shade. Discord. I'll send you the number.
All right, Pepper.
And there's
I
messages
appreciate
I
that.
apparently have to check in my Discord. It's an emergency. All right,
That's
fam.
not an emergency. All right, bro.
All right, brother. I'll see you in the Discord. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to do that. All right, peace, brother.
You good, man. Take it easy, RJ.
Take it easy, bro.
Wow. All right, I used to do this whole thing. Okay, so it's back to just us, brother. Thank you again. I was gonna go through this whole spiel. And basically, bro, just thank you. And I do wish that, well, for one, you left the state, and I had my staycation. Next time after the new year, I'm gonna coordinate my PTO so I can actually. We gotta spend some time, brother. It's been too long. I miss you. I miss the fam. And I could use a break from this.
Dude, I am 50 2 minutes from your house.
Yeah, there is that too. There is that.
I was down in Fort Lauderdale 2 weeks ago at a cigar event for veterans.
Oh, I guess that's why I didn't get a call.
No, I
could've popped.
texted you before I went down.
Oh shit! All right, yeah, all right. I'm the number one. Like, I suck with the phone and keeping in touch. Yeah, all right. Well, but okay. I'm gonna say much thanks for everything, brother. Knowing you has been a blessing, and watching you just evolve and grow has been an inspiration. And I am a better person for knowing you, and forever we will have this brotherhood. Thank you for that. And you are always welcome here anytime, any day. You just say the word, brother. And
anytime you want alternative opinion on things, let me know.
I'm down. This got very fascinating, especially when it went to Andrew Tate and all that. What's up, Block? Good to see you, bro. Yeah, man. I'm gonna wrap it up. You take care, bro.
All right, brother. Take it easy.
Peace, bro. All right, and right quick. Well, I get this all to myself at the moment. I'll tell you, these panel things, they are a strange little beast. I think, like personally, guys, I think I feel more comfortable when I'm doing my thing, whatever that is. As much as I love panels, and every time I do like a community post and I place a vote or a poll, usually, well, it changed. The first time you guys overwhelmingly voted, yeah, do more panels, do more panels. I think maybe in the future I'd like to do something more topical focused. I mean, we started out with a something, but yeah, we went all over the place. But that's natural conversation. But lo and behold, I still try very much to find my footing and my comfort when I do these panels. Sometimes I get nervous if I'll feel it's not going well enough, or if I see the numbers dropping and all these things. But all in all, I always got to focus on just the conversation and not worry about much else. Just got to be sincere. So I really hope that this has been interesting or entertaining, or anybody took something from this. It's an honor that any of you just spend any time here and enjoying this journey that we all have. So Sean, thank you. Blockzilla, thank you. Chronic Chronicles, Misha, Lilith, please tell RJ some of your biggest supporters would really like you to go and hang out with him at different events. And just hell yeah, damn right. Yeah, me and RJ, man, he's 50 minutes away. I got no excuses. Here's phase 2. Okay, right now I'm still digging and dealing with the sobriety clause. The next phase of this, I think, is gonna be nipping the procrastination. Did I say that right? You gotta enunciate. Procrastination. No, the procrastination aspect of me, that I keep putting things off time and time again and just getting shit done. And I'm looking forward to that new sweet vacation time coming in after the year or the new year. And to everybody, I hope this new year that's coming just means a brighter future for us all. I hope for the best. I hope for everybody's dreams, aspirations, and ambition to come to full fruition. That rhymed on purpose, by the way. And much love to y'all forever and a day. You guys keep me keeping on. You keep me going. You keep me on the path, so to speak. And you keep me very focused on all the things I want to see, be, and do. So remember the moniker, as cheesy as it is. Everybody got their nachos? I haven't said that in a minute. Identify the things that unify us, and please let any dividers be an invitation to conversation, not confrontation. Only then can we ever hope to get to anything of substance, resolution, peace, or, again, speak truth to power. Thank you to everybody that joined the panel, everybody in the chat, this community. Much love. Let's bring the new year with a bang. Take care, y'all. I don't know what the next topic or video will be, but I'll make sure it will be well over exceptional. It'll kick ass. Good night.